The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can see the screen now and you can hear my voice very well. Okay, just a second. Okay, so guys, can you hear my voice very well? Okay, you can like comment it over on the chat option if you can hear it. Okay, so let's start with our today's session. That is a 25-minute Tuesday special session where I'll be sharing about the market views with regards to the Nifty, Bank Nifty, and the currency market. So let's begin with our first session over it, like what actually the market looks like today in the Indian markets. So let's see what's happening now. Okay, so I'll be just switching towards the chart part of the Nifty and let's see what actually the market looks like on the technical front. So this is a chart of the Nifty. As you can see here, that the Nifty is still facing at the resistance level. That's a daily chart of the Nifty. Let it wait for a while. Just wait for a second and let's see whether it's related fast. Okay, so as we can see here, the Nifty. Okay, that's a daily chart. And Nifty had just break out from this resistance level of 10,331 and it is right now moving towards the level of making it a new high. So let's see if the Nifty breaks its yesterday high, that is 10,393, then we can expect a new high, though it has already break but did not sustain it there. So we have to wait for it, Nifty to cross it over it. That's a daily chart, but it's a bullish trend right now, as you can see. And let's move towards the an hourly chart. What's the hourly chart say on the technical front? Okay, it's still been consolidating for a while and it's an upside trend right now. So that's a line ways I have made it already. Let me just remove it and let's understand it. That's a line trend analysis which we have did it already. So that's how the thing or Nifty line that shows the trend line of the basic Nifty and further side it's on the upside trend. Let's wait for a while. Let's see the Nifty whether it goes on the upside or the downside. On that MACD front is still upside to convergence, so we can see there will be no sell-off right now. On the RSI also it's being on the upside. Let's see whether it's being sustained over there, though it's already been an overbought situation. But we have to wait for a while and see whether the Nifty goes on the upside. Let's go to the shorter time frame and understand further. Okay, so that's what the Nifty says. So it's still on the upside trend. As you can say, it's on making a new high, though it's been making a very gradually it is moving on the upside trend. So let's see that gradual movement is on the upside trend, how long it will go. Okay, that's a 45-minute chart. The same pattern it is showing out. That's a 15-minute chart as well. It is still showing an upside trend and upside resistance. So right now we can conclude with this thing from that hourly chart, 45 minutes and 15 minutes chart and 5 minute chart, that on that upside when it crosses to 10,400 level, you can see that upside. So right now it is consolidating a little bit on the upside down. That's a good sign that this rally of the upside of the Nifty is not a fake and it's showing it's a very good volume with it. We can say that so. So let's see whether this rally is sustained. If it's sustained over there for a while, for more than a while, then we can see the further upside to the levels of 10,538. Yes, 10,538, and on that thing on the Fibonacci retracement as well, as you can see. So let's see what the Fib says. So on the Fibonacci retracement as well, as you can see, that's they still at the 561 as I decided. So 530 and 561, that's what the Fibonacci retracement says. So that we have to wait for the Nifty. So there's the resistance on the 61. If this resistance has been crossed out, if Nifty crosses the resistance, we can see to the Nifty to the further upside level of 10,000, 11,390 and then 12,000 against to the new high. So that's what the Nifty looks like. So the market on the fundamental side is pretty different. So let's see. Right now, as far as the thing is concerned, the major resistance we can see here is 10,560 and 10,600 levels somewhere between. Okay, I'm getting a message that you're not getting any sound. Okay, are you guys able to hear my voice now? You can like comment and ask it. Okay, I can see. Okay, now you're getting my voice. Okay, Ahmed Soros. Is my still voice is audible to you? You can like comment it over there so that I can read it. Hello, I can hear my voice. Okay, my voice is good. Okay, thank you, Manjunathan ji, for that confirmation. Okay, I'm getting a raised voice. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's move ahead with that thing. So that's a Nifty part. It's still been trying to break the level of 10,400. So let's see whether Nifty breaks out in the coming days or as well. That's a daily chart. As far as the weekly chart is concerned, so the daily chart has been showing an upside. So let's see the weekly chart. It's still showing that upside. So what we have predicted right now, it's just like we have to wait for the Nifty to cross over the levels of 10,600 and 10,560. Once it crosses out this level, we can see the further upside to this level. So that's a kind of a special V-shaped recovery or tick kind of a recovery we can see in the market. If the market goes in the same directions, irrespective of what the fundamentals is being, it's been looks like the market is bullish on a monthly chart as well. So let's see whether it's going on. So that's what the Nifty views. And let's see further what actually the Bank Nifty shows. It's being a differentiating part as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned. So on a daily chart, as we can see, Bank Nifty still poses a major resistance as we have already built that line here. So that's the earlier high that it had made it on 30th of April, that is 21,967 level, which the Bank Nifty still has not crossed it yet. So that's what is playing the major resistance move in the Bank Nifty fund. So there is a bit divergence of this thing. So once the Bank Nifty crosses this level, we might be seeing the Bank Nifty to the levels of immediate levels of 23,342. So that's a 1300 point movement. So that is sudden movement. So let's see whether the Bank Nifty also crosses the level. So it's being at the, we can say that the both Nifty and the Bank Nifty both are at the resistance as well as the thing is concerned, and waiting for its good support volume or the good amount of volume for the buyer side to break the above levels higher. And on the downside, as you can see on the Bank Nifty, there's a support around like 19,805. So if we can see any selling somewhere near about, we might be seeing the Bank Nifty around like 21,000 levels, and then to the further downside to the 19,900 805 levels. So that's what the Bank Nifty views, and further downside leads to the new lows of the Bank Nifty. But yes, let's see whether Bank Nifty crosses this level or not. So that's the daily views of the Bank Nifty chart. So let's move ahead with an hourly view. What actually the Bank Nifty system is still consolidating from the last from the last 3 4 hours. It's still consolidating a bit over there. Neither it's making a new low nor it's making a new high. So that's a purely a consolidation phase, which where we can say that the put writers and the call writers are writing their options as well. Okay, sir. Reason behind, I'm getting question from Rishabh Dev Sharma. Okay, reason behind the resistance of 23K. Okay, I'll be sharing that reasons as well. But actually, it's a Fibonacci series which I have already made it out. Okay, and that's the thing. Okay, that's a Fibonacci level as well. I can see that. See that thing as well. So that's the Fibonacci kind of a level, the 50% of this thing. If it crosses there, so we might be seeing the Bank Nifty. So there's a difference between a Nifty and the Bank Nifty chart this time. But Nifty is trying to breach the level of like at the 61 percentage of the in the Fibonacci retracement. But here the Bank Nifty still had not crossed. So we can say the Bank Nifty is still underperforming that level. So we might be seeing, as far as the thing is concerned, the Bank Nifty has to cross this candle level so we can see the further upside as well. So that is the 23 degree resistance level which I'm really looking at. but that's the level where the bank nifty breaks this upside. So we might be seeing that as a resistance. And that's what on the hourly says. And let's see further ahead with the more shorter time frame. Still a consolidation phase. It's worthless to go on the further short frame until unless the bank nifty gives any perfect view on the clear view directions about what will be the new high. So that's what the bank nifty view. Let's see further on the weekly chart whether this consolidation will be continued. So it's on an upside view on the weekly chart as well. So that a weekly chart shows that the resistance will be there at around 24,000 levels. So if its bank nifty crosses, then in the next week the bank nifty might test for the level of 23,000 as well. So that's the first resistance and that's the third, and let's see whether the bank nifty crosses the levels and make a new high at the 32,000 levels or not. So on the upside, it is showing that the good levels. On the downside, you can see there is a huge support is being built up, already being built up. So let's see if this support as we break down, we can see the bank nifty further on the new lows. So that's what the bank nifty thing is concerned. That's a kind of a bit different on the bank nifty front. Okay, let's move ahead with the currency part. Okay, before that, let's see what's the monthly says so. Monthly is also showing the bank nifty on this side. It's being a kind of a decisive move. Once it crosses there, bank nifty will be testing around 24,000 levels after that. First 23,300 and then 24,000 in the coming days, or you can say on a coming week ahead. So that's what the bank nifty view. And let's move ahead what the currency says so. Once we've seen the Indian market, so the currency has been that's a really different chart on the currency, we can say so. That the USDINR is moving in the uptrend. So that means that the rupee will be depreciating further. That the simple trend line basis, which you can see here, that the currency is moving upside, and on the upside, it is still consolidating there. So for the every downside right now, the currency is on the trend. As you can see, for the further levels of 50 or somewhere around let's see, that's an hourly chart, and let's see for the further on a weekly chart as well. So the weekly chart says so that the currency is consolidating as far as the MACD and the RSI is concerned. There is a breakdown in a trend right now. As far as the line thing is concerned, we have to wait for the currency to move on the upside. So the currency is a little bit on the support levels, and on this side, it's still consolidating. So if the currency breaks the level of 75 level, we can see that the rupee will appreciate and the USD will go further downside again to the levels of 74. And then once the 74 again breaks out, we can see that the levels of 72 will be coming out in the USD INR. So the rupee will appreciate that much if there is any breakdown in the. On that upside front, we can see that every time since the last couple of weeks we can see that the USDINR is consolidating within the range of 75 and 76. So right now it's still consolidating. There is no clear-cut signal over this thing. On that upside, recently it has break it on the break down to the 76 downside. So we'll be seeing it 75 on the downs front. If there are further takeoff of the money from the FIs or be they are investing the money in India, so might be seeing that the USDINR will be coming down to this level of 75. So let's see further where the USDINR will go. So that's a weekly chart says, and here comes the daily chart. As we are saying that the currency is consolidating a bit, it has given a little bit breakout but doesn't sustain it, and it's come down and is still at a support zone. We can see that currency is making up a very consolidation trend over here. So that's what the currency is doing right now. So a bit and this. So we might be seeing currency this or can this way. If it's break here, then we can see the currency get down to this level. If it's take a support there and breaks on there, we can see currency to the new high. And we might can see that currency to the new high. So that's what the currency views looks like. So it's being a wait and watch theory with the currency part as well. Thing is concerned. So right now the trend is going to the down trend. So let's see whether the currency sustains over there or goes against that. That this time it fits try to test the level of 76 again. then we might be seeing the currency to the new highs around like 77 and then 78 on the upside front. So that's what the currency view on the daily view as far thing is concerned. I think guys, you guys have any questions with regards to the technical front, you guys can ask it. Right now I'm answering the questions as well. And that's the currency view. Beside this thing, if you guys want to learn more how I'm analyzing all these things, so I'll be running keep on running that program called F&O Trading Simplified Bundle, where I'll keep on teaching about more about this thing, how to analyze this trend, how the chart works out, so you can understand this trend over here. So where I'll be teaching about like how you can analyze the currencies and how you can do that equity and commodity trading along with that seven successful strategies on which trends to use. Also, there are a lot of trends in the upside and the sideways market, so you can make money from that both the trend. With that, you'll be getting a live support after that program of the 10 days. So there is a limited batch size of only 30 people. So you can just join it and learn more about it, the technicals and the more measures about the currencies used and the Nifty and the Bank Nifty and the equity and commodity as well. So that's what the thing is. What I'll be teaching you more about in this bundle will be some technical tools, how to read that MACDs and RSI, how to use that combo of the volume with the Fibonacci and the Bollinger Band. So there are very little bit technical tools which I'll be teaching around. So there are more than like 50 indicators and there's some technical charts. So we'll be teaching you very limited tools which are being successful, which can be used as a disciplined way of investing and trading in the market. So these are the technical tools which I'll be teaching around. Along with that, we'll be teaching about the risk management strategy. That thing that trading and the investing parts comes out, there is only 20% skill and rest 80% it depends on your emotions. So we'll be more focusing about your emotions, about the risk profiling analysis. We'll be discussing about that, how you can make a trading plan, how you can work over it, what strategies to follow, and while running your this skill, how you can make it into your habit as well. So your skills will be turning into your habits during that time. Thus, your emotions will be helping you out in turning into statistics. When there are numbers comes around, the emotions part goes zero to down over that point. As far as the trading plan is concerned, I think the most of you be plan to invest in the market and most of you consider. I'll give you an example over this. So how many of you like planning about like how much return you can generate in a year if you're investing a capital of like 50,000 rupees? You can comment it in the chat box as well or in the question section. How much you are being expecting? Like if I'm being investing, if someone is investing a lakh rupees, so how much return they can expect in a year from trading? Any comment or any option you can like suggest it over there. I'm waiting for your answer. Yeah, like give it on the question box as well. I'm repeating the question again. How much return can you expect from a capital investment of 1 lakh if you're being learn the technical tools or like you being analyzing the markets? Can we expect 10% or like 20%? Okay, I think now we can make 200% profit. Okay, Manjunath, that's a very extreme level. Okay, so from 1 lakh capital, you want to make around like 2 lakh. Am I right? Like you also make it just double of it on a 3 lakh rupees. That's a 3 lakh. That's a 200%. That's 3 lakh. Okay. So you also make a 2 lakh profit. So on the 2 lakh profit, so if I consider that 2 lakh profit, so let's calculate it further whether this 2 lakh can be possible or not. So I'll do a simple calculation which mostly happens in the trading part, but people generally don't do it just because they are getting a greed and the fear, their emotions controlling it. So as the Manzoor Ansi said that 2 lakh. So let's calculate this 2 lakh in a year from a capital investment. So that's a 2 lakh and there are 20 trading days in a year, in a month. So 20 multiplied by 12, so 240 days. So is it difficult to make like 850 rupees per day in this market? I think that won't be that difficult. But what matters here is the consistency. So someday you may lose, someday you may gain. But if there is a consistency, then the profit that the Mr. Manjunathan ji has been expecting can be possible. Even anyone can expect this profit as well. So 800, 850 rupees from a capital of 1 lakh. It's like 0.8%. That's a good one, right? Isn't it that 1% is like 1,000 rupees? You have to just make to a 1% for that thing. So that's a good one, right? We can make a profit from that options trading as well. So that's how the trading plan works out, where you'll be getting a strategy about it, how you can make the consistent. If there is a 1 day loss, then how you can make it the profits over the next day without being doing that much trade. That's why we always said it's just take a one trade to either make a profit or a loss. And most people generally gets emotion over that thing. So that's what the sessions part over it is. We'll be teaching you about that risk management part, about the strategies as well. Along with that, we'll be sharing about the how much capital you actually need to invest in. Most people know that we have to invest 10,000, 20,000, or some say 1 lakh, some say 5 lakh. But how much actual capital needed for trading as well? So we'll be identifying with a very good questionnaire session as well. So that's a part of it. Also, that all the sessions are in the morning. So we'll be doing a morning session and in the evening session. So if you guys have any doubts over that thing, which sessions to do. So you can opt for any sessions or the part if you are doing in the morning and the evening session. Along with that, you'll be getting a live support before the market till the markets or in between the trading as well. So you'll be getting your 10 days of strategy with a discipline strategy. Also, whatever we'll be teaching you, you'll be getting a recorded video of for the 12 months. So that's what the trading bundle entirely will be considering now in it. So how much you've been thinking the cost of this trading bundle would be? How much you guys thinking that I should be charging over that thing? So with the markets, all the technical tools and all the fundamentals along with that strategies part. Okay, 8,000 rupees. Okay, somewhat it's bit less. Okay, that's only the one part. If I say that trading generally earlier we used to say the more one. I think that's a little bit less on the Nathanji. But yeah, we can expect a more over that thing. Because for trading and equity trading part and commodity trading part with currencies, that's a huge amount, isn't it? That true? So what generally we charge over that thing? Any other guesses? Okay. So let me share something more about it. I think a lot of people are not guessing it, but yes. Okay. Okay, someone is guessed like 25,000. Okay. That's with much more. Okay. Let me show you how much actually we're charging around. So earlier we used to charge 65,000, and due to the COVID and other part, we decided to make it for everyone. So we decided to give it a heavy or a reasonable discounts to everyone so that everyone learn it and make the most of it. So we decided to give them a discount of 80 to 30%, from 80% plus 30%. So somewhere the cost will be cost to around 8999. As we are being limited in batch size, so that's why we are registering, and once you being registered, once 30 registered, we get that link automatically will get turned out. So the link which we be sharing you, it's the link. You can register over there. You will get the details over this thing. You can register for the batch size. So that's the link over there. You can register it on the website also, and do that this way. I've shared it in the chat option as well. You guys can click over that link and register it. We have being a very limited seat as a 30 student batch size. So we wanted to more interactive and more comfortable sessions for that thing. So that's why we put in the cost and the batch size limited. We don't want the more people to come and disturb the sizes. It's the limited size, a limited student, we get a more learning. We are able to share the more details over the part that thing. So that's what the link over that thing. I'll be sharing it to all so you guys can learn it and you can click on it, go for it, and register for this session. As the registration ends on the 1st of July. So that's what the link is. You can register it and more about it. Till the time you register, do you guys have any doubt with regards to the Nifty or any stocks you want to ask? You guys can ask in between to me. I'm getting any good question. So Let's see any of the questions you guys have. You guys want to ask, you guys can ask it. I'm still there to answer your questions if you have it. And that's a trading bundle. And let's see further what's the Nifty Bank Nifty says so. Till the time you guys say a question. I'll wait for 2 3 minutes till the okay. So here we can see, as I've been saying, it once it crosses the 10,400, we can see the further upside in the Nifty part. And right now the Bank Nifty is also moving ahead in the upside as well. So that's what the Nifty session, that's the daily charts. Let's see what a 45 minute sessions are. Okay, so that's a 45 minute chart. It has break its consolidation phase of 10,400, 390, and it's now moving towards the new high. So we might be seeing the Nifty going towards the new level around 10,530 and 560 levels. So that's what the today's level we might be predicting so, for the Nifty part. And let's see, anyone has any question with regards to stock? Let me just check it again. Okay, and now any other questions? Okay, guys, as of now, okay, I'm getting a one question from Amit, which says, okay, what's your view on Kotak Bank? Okay, so let's see the Kotak Bank. I already have that Kotak Bank listed over. Okay, so that's a chart of Kotak Bank. So as we can see, it's being a baller kind of a ride, roller coaster ride of the Kotak Bank. As we can see, the Kotak Bank is still at their resistance phase. So once the Kotak Bank crosses this level, let me just mark this level first. Okay, once the Kotak Bank crosses this level, we can see that this level on the upside, this and this. So that's the Kotak Bank level. Let me just make a clear cut line that will be easy to understand it. Okay, so that's the Kotak Bank. Okay, so that's how the Kotak Bank works out. Okay. So Kotak Bank has to cross the level of 1460 level. I don't know why it's been coming up. Okay. I think there's some. Okay, now it's moving up. So that's the Kotak Bank on the upside level. That's a major resistance. Once it crosses this resistance, we can see the Kotak Bank moving towards the new high of 1544. So that's a 112 points movement in the Kotak Bank. That's amazing. On the downside, as you can see, there is a major support has been built up around the 1303 levels. Okay, so every time the Kotak Bank comes here, so it makes a support here that side. Okay, so that's interesting with the Kotak Bank. That's a very good start. And on the further downside, we can see the 1244 and then 1077. So that was the short-term resistance as well and the long-term resistance, the Kotak Bank. That's interesting. You have to wait and watch it till the time it goes there. That's a daily chart that shows. Let's show us further what can it be possible with the intraday as well. Still consolidating. If it crosses the levels of 1380, we can see to the new levels of the 14 as well. So 50 point movements comes after the 10 points movement. So that's what the Kotak Bank says was. Still on the upside down, we can see the MSAD and RSI both are giving an uptrend right now. It's being a consolidating. So let it wait and watch. Once it crosses 1386 level, we can see that further upside to the levels of 1426 on the downside. If it breaks to the level of 1346, we can further see to the levels of 1301 and 1303 on the downside. So that's what the Kotak Bank. Okay, I'm getting another questions on Manjurathan G with regards to an SBI. Okay, let's see what the SBI says. So SBI Bank, that's the SBI Bank. Right? So the SBI, again an interesting chart. Let's see on a daily basis. Okay, it's been going on from 150 level. It will made a huge support there, just like the support it made in the year of 2016. And right now it's going on the upside. So let's see whether it's go further on that side. So that's the level around like 2016 where it had made its support. That's a 4 or 5 years back. And here it has the support. So here's the resistance around like 197 levels. So when it crosses the level of 197, you can see that further upside to the levels of 2013 and then 2030 levels. So that's how the simple basic way of understanding a chart. It's just like you are like throwing a ball and it's making a base over there. So that's something we can understand it in our trading button session. And that's what the FCS is. So on the support side, we can see at the 170 levels, and on the upside, we can see right now it's trying to go to the level of 197. Once it crosses the 197 level, we can see the further upside towards the 220 and then 230 levels. So that's what the SBI says. So I think that's a good thing. So if you guys have not registered it yet, you can register it for the Trading Simplified bundle and learn more about the market trends and views as well. So that's what the thing we are being teaching around, like simple basic charts. I will go into much details over that, how you can do which technical tools. There are more than 50 technical tools, and it's really difficult to learn all these technical tools. So better to learn those tools which are limited. So there's a very good saying is by Mr. Bruce Lee. I'm not scared by 10,000 moves. I'm scared by that one move the person is practicing from the last 10 years. So that's what kind of a training we'll be teaching you over that thing, how to use this thing and how to analyze this market as well on the technical front as well. So that's what the thing is, and that's what real details in the research which we are being doing most of the time as well. Let me just show you some more details on it. And that's it, 25 minutes has already been done, and we'll be doing it for 5 more minutes, and then we'll be switching it on more. So that's what let's see what we have already done in the past as well in the research. So that's what let me show you what that Nifty looks like. So we have been analyzing what there on 18th of June as well, and that's what the Nifty will test the levels of that thing, and that's an ancient bank on the bull trend level which you are analyzing. Okay, just a last week retail analysis of that ancient bank. So we predicted that the ancient bank will go to the levels of 500, 600 level. So that's what the last week said, and 600 levels. So right now the ancient bank is moving on the uptrend without wasting any time much. So that's what is crossing at 491 level. We said it back. It's moving on that trend and the uptrend. We have to be waiting for that uptrend trend. And on the downside, it's already been turned. Yes, it's on 3rd of June. It's already been done. Where the Nifty is moving it to the 10,000 levels. We said the Nifty will again test the levels of 9,800 and 97. And it do test it as you can see here. And then it's again like breaking out this level. So here we are SLH our target is hit, and it's now moving ahead to the upside levels as we can see here. So that's how we keep on doing the research. Like you guys can follow over there if you guys want to learn more about it. And if you have not joined it, you can like join our training sessions over it. You can understand and learn more about it. You can register it. I've already shared the link in the chat option. So you guys can go and register there with the chat. You can click it and register for the session. As I told, there's a very limited size of 30 students. So that's what we'll be teaching about the technical tools, those strategies, everything will be related to an umbrella part. So that's what that thing we'll be sharing it. Our registration link will be shared. And if you want to join more about it, our group, you can join our Facebook group as well or our Google groups where you can share your queries and more about it, what actually the markets looks like and everything for that thing. So that's what the Nifty, Bank Nifty and the stocks views are concerned. If you guys have any other questions to ask, you guys can ask it during the Q&A thing. Okay, I'm getting another question. Let me check the question. Okay, so my question which I'm getting live market session training. Yes, 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 you'll be getting the live market training. As I said, it's a morning training. So 7 to 8, and you will be getting also the live training of the market as well during these sessions. So there will be a sessions where you'll be getting a live training of the market as well. Just like you're getting it right now, no? You'll be getting a more similar kind of a training over the market, how does the market looks like, where the market is, what strategies you can follow, not on the test part, yes, be on the learning part. So you'll be like learning and earning kind of a thing will be happening. That's what we'll be teaching on that thing part. So let me get back to my charts, and that's what the thing. So you have to register, you can register it, you can know more about the chart pattern. And that's what the thing is. For any of the doubts, you can like mail us over that info@investiture.in, or you can WhatsApp over there as well. And this offer is being limited for the time period. Okay, so let's see the charts whether it's come on. The chart is being moving a bit. So if you guys have not registered it, you can register it. It's been a limited time period. It's been like a week is left for that thing. We are starting promoting. So if you guys want to learn more about the technical tool, it's a one of very good way to learn in this COVID-19. So that's what the chart of that. Okay. Let me just check the Nifty again. I think the Nifty is moving to the new high. As we can see, that Nifty is trying to the retrace of 560 and that's it. And the Bank Nifty again has break down its new level, and now it's moving towards. Let's see further on that upside it will go up. So that's what the Nifty and the Bank Nifty is doing. So if you guys have not registered it, you guys can register it and learn more about this session, how we are analyzing this chart, or just being learned. It's being a consistency of learning. So that's all from my side. If you guys want to register more, you can register it. And if you guys have any doubt, you can ask it. Or if you more doubts is left, you can ask it in our by joining a community group over there. So that's all from my side, guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day ahead. If you have not registered it, you can register it in the chat option. We have already shared the link over it. So that's all from my side, guys. Have a great day and thank you for giving your precious time. And I hope you learn a lot today. I hope you learned something new today. Okay. Thank you, Manoj, Nathan ji. Thank you, Yashok ji. Thank you all for being here. Have a great day.